Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Campfire Stories. We are back at you with another episode of Curse of Strahd. So, join us by the firelight as we jump right into it. And I'm going to. Anyone want to give us a recap? There was a lot of things that happened last time. I'll give you 10 seconds, and then I'll roll and pick someone.
I'm god awful at
I
recap.
vote Caitlin. I know, not Caitlin. I vote Kira.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty damn good
Do
at
it.
recaps.
All right,
Or no,
Kira,
it's
bring us
really-
in with the recap.
So in the last episode of Curse of Strahd, all of our fabled heroes and chosen met each other when everyone stopped by the Blood on the Vine Tavern. I don't even have to look at my notes. I remember that. The Blood on the Vine Tavern, where, of course, Diana was moonlighting as a waitress. It was at this point that when Diana noticed that everyone looked different to the other Barovians, she brought them upstairs and gave them a bit of a lowdown on where they were and what the fuck was going on. A little bit of exploration happened, including a suspicious granny who done dare sold some sweets to Nether over here. Which, by the way,
She
I'm
did
going to go
there.
ahead and edit my server profile, which is going to fuck everything up.
Just such a persistent old hag too.
But
Very persistent, oddly, right?
Yeah.
How do I... Can I...
Just an old lady trying to sell some pastries. It's hard on these streets.
I just
keep
want
your first
to
letter.
edit
that'll be-
server profile.
Nope, it's the wrong one. I think I just did the same thing that you just did. My dog is
Okay, I don't think I can edit server profile while I'm streaming, so
It'll be fine.
it'll be fine. And another little thread that everyone decided to follow was going to the Church of the Dawnfather, where Father
Donovich.
Donovich. Thank you. Sorry, I don't remember dead people.
Ouch!
Spoilers.
Says the one who murdered him.
I did. Good times. Good times with friends. So, we go in and find out that not only is his son alive, well, alive-ish, as he seems to have been turned into one of the stalking undead knight, known as vampires. So he keeps him locked up in his basement. We decide we're going to go down there and talk with him with a nice little serving of dead people to maybe calm him down. That didn't work out super well. And in the midst of that, another person seemed to have shown up in place of Diana when she was in her darkest of moments. And this person was a lot less forgiving and a lot more cruel. And was furious at the father and drained him dry. This proceeded to spark a bit of conflict within the group. A little bit of conflict of morals, as we have two very holy wives who are not so super a fan of that girl.
We will also just bring up to add into for the viewers, they all saw this. Amara and Father Donovich just so happened to worship the same god, and Father Donovich had just got done reigniting the connection between Lythander and Amara before these events transpired.
So things are tumultuous at best. But also, somewhere in there, Diana and Nether kind of found like a bit of a kinship with being connected to something dark and potentially evil that's not super much in their control had a little bit of a conversation before bedding down for the night. And that brings
Can
us to-
I finish up the recap?
Of course.
This is all unknowns to us, but technically, the way the episode ended is by Nether having a dream. One where Strahd von Zarvich introduces himself and calls to him as her daughter. She wakes up the next morning with an invitation to dinner at Castle Ravenloft.
And Alexa, you will notice I did send you a DM.
Yes,
As we were chatting
I
earlier.
just saw it.
Oh, shiz.
This is why everybody's a bit sus.
Everyone's a little sus, everyone's a little on edge, and here we are in the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Morning comes to you as dimly as the last time you all know is pressing. There are certain events falling upon this city, and you're all wrapped up in it. There is a bit of commotion coming from downstairs, just your general tavern fare. You can hear very Slavic instrumental music being played. You can hear the thudding of feet. It seems as though the dour happenings of yesterday are long gone from the minds of the Barovian citizens, and each of you awake, and the day is yours.
Now, I did specifically want to get up before everyone.
And you do.
Diana is very hard at work in the kitchens, wanting to make something good before her fated comrades wake up.
Sorry, I prefer non-blood.
With
For whatever you're planning to prepare for food.
That is fair. That's fair. This is why Diana's preparing it. Otherwise, don't trust Vraska's blood pudding. It's real bad. And she kind of will like tie up these little breakfast muffins and leave like little packages of them in front of each doorway with
Easy enough.
unmistakable little like golden ribbon that they know it's from her.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough you do so. You leave everyone just this little care package outside of their doorway, muffins, a little bit of breakfast going on, something to drink. And you spend a little bit of time just kind of gauging what's going on in the tavern, and it is nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing that is different is you notice Amrik is not as busy serving drinks as he typically is. He is currently boarding up windows, reinforcing the walls, preparing for what is to come in the following days. But for the rest of you, morning comes when you wish.
Amara, myself, not Araya, is a morning person. So there isn't really like, I know, a true dawn in Barovia with there not being like a real sun that can pierce through the fog, but at like the first sign of light, she is up and just kind of like silently processing all of what happened last night before she like actually gets up and starts to move around.
Okay. And though it is dark out, it is almost as though the middle of a day on a very rainy day, so there is a level of light, almost sunlight, but it's unnatural. It's more blue than, that bright yellow. But it's every day in Barovia. And the rest of you awake, and as you begin to leave your rooms, you find these cute little packages placed outside of your doorway. The bustle of the tavern below beckons to you.
Do you think it's a trap?
In the shape of a muffin?
Poison.
Hey, y'all were upset at pies.
Don't you have a way to see if something's poisonous or not?
If I'm able to detect it?
Or is that me? One of us can, I know that.
I don't think that's me, love.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to stick these in the bags, whenever we go to bed tonight, I can prepare the spell, and we can see if they're poisonous and eat them in the morning if they're not.
But did you want one?
You just asked me if these could be poisonous. Why would I want to eat one now?
Because you don't seem that concerned.
Are we on the same floor?
You are
Like-
all almost just a door away from each other. Any
Oh, do I
outspoken-
notice?
So can Nether like open the door as they're having this conversation, not noticing it at all, just like look
Oh,
at them
100%.
see
It's
muffin.
like everyone getting up in the morning, leaving their apartment, and just awkwardly standing in the hall looking at each other.
Perfect. You
Do I
see
notice
Nether
that
come
it's
up
only
to you?
certain doors with muffins?
Nether comes up to you guys like chomping on the muffin like it's an apple and just goes, hi, morning.
Morning. How's that taste?
How's it taste?
Like poison.
It tastes like bloodworm venom. No. There's not a lot of sweet things in Barovia, right? So I get the cocoa where I can find it, and they are chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chips are very tiny, but they're there.
Oh, it's
Oddly enough,
not a
chocolate
muffin.
is one thing that Barovia is kind of known for. There's not a lot they make. There's not a lot that grows here, but chocolate is something they have a lot of.
Okay, well then the
Cool.
chocolate chunks are really big. They almost seem like they've been made. Like they taste really good, but they almost seem like they've been made to look prettier than they taste. So it's like
And
it's a display a little bit.
I had one out to Amara.
I kind of like
good.
cheers you with it and take a bite.
And the three of you have 2 temporary hit points.
Oh shit! Nice.
Because Diana has the chef feat.
Nice.
very nice.
Okay.
Now I have more HP than Ellie.
Because Ellie doesn't have her own chef.
Ellie doesn't cook?
Ellie doesn't cook.
Nah, she never learned.
To find out what we're talking about, go back and watch Loose Ends. Anyway, yeah, I think that Diana will kind of hear them talking above, and there's like she kind of flutters a little bit off the ground, and then just kind of sinks back to the ground, and is like, "I'm gonna let them come downstairs. I won't go to them."
So what are the rest of you doing?
Are we here for a few days? Like, did we say that we have this in for a few days, or do we have to have our stuff with us?
You know that Stanimir paid for your night. You don't know anything past when the Vistani were planning on leaving, or how long this room was going to be paid for.
Okay, cool. So, I'll just say, all right, I'm my things, and we'll meet you guys downstairs. And she gives this letter a second look, kind of turning it over in her hand a little bit, and takes it with her, pockets it, comes downstairs.
And I will say it is a very fine letter. It is very well addressed. It is the most brilliant calligraphy you've seen in your time. And
Does it have a
sealed-
wax seal on it?
Oh, it does. And it is the same wax seal you have seen in the past.
I've seen this. What?
It is an R and a reversed R with a
Oh, right.
raven at the top.
Okay.
I think Diana's gonna kind of see you kind of coming down and she has like a bit of a bigger smile on her face. It's like, oh, good morning, darling. Hope sleep found you well.
That's it. I'm doing okay. Doing all right. It's you can roll a
An insight check on that one.
An insight.
I'll
yeah.
roll insight on that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll off, y'all.
I'm on the right one on it. No, I'm not. Because I remember that your insight's not great.
I need deception thing.
That is a flat 10.
Perfect. Yeah. You have no clue.
Oh,
Sure.
great.
That sounds great.
Seems like she had a great night. Very restful.
That's awesome. Sleep can be kind of hard to come by around here, so I'm glad you were able to find some rest. Did you
Yeah.
get your your muffins?
I did. It was good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good way to start the morning.
I know I'm kind of on it. Okay, not kind of, but like, allow a girl to speak in hyperbole just a little bit. I'm kind of on the outs with the rest of the group at the moment, which is entirely, fair enough. I know that probably by the end of today, I'm gonna try and get notes. Hold, please. Your call is important to us. Irina, I am gonna try and get Irina out to the Locky today. We don't have too much time before we need to head out. I will understand if you guys don't want to come with me.
I don't remember. Do we know who these people are? Do I remember that
we
name.
do.
Yeah.
Briefly,
Why do I not have this in my notes?
you have not had the direct interaction with this character Ismark, and no one has had interaction with Irina, but Diana gave you the information of everything that had happened on the day prior.
Okay.
Irina is Mark's sister that that Strahd wants and is sending the generals to Barovia to pick her up.
Right. Okay. So
And
that's
Ismark is the burgomaster's son.
Yeah.
The burgomaster is like the mayor.
I'm
Yeah.
the worst note taker in the history of the world because I remember I write down everything as I hear it and I can't find anything in my notes. It's fine. I still can't find the word Irina, but I trust Abdus. That's great. What did you say, Kira?
I completely understand if none of y'all want to follow. I mean, it's very dangerous, and there are things out there that are going to want y'all dead. And if you can't trust the ones you're with, I get it. I fully get it.
Well, I think I have a feeling that the muffin this morning was a nice. I had a word peace offering, possibly. So let's just see where the day takes us, and we'll see where we go from there.
I guess at this point we will probably be coming down the stairs.
Yeah, almost arm in arm, you cut to walk side by side down the stairs. It's very imposing. There's almost like a hush over the tavern itself. Standemir in the corner just gives you a little finger wave as you walk down.
I give him like a slight head nod.
Very
we
glorious
will-
bastards of you.
We will join the two of them. I have a matter to attend to first thing this morning. But there are important things we need to discuss. Are y'all gonna be here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just hanging around. I think we were talking about going to Irina's. I'm very curious. Isn't really the right word, but I'm feeling a little weird about that like screaming, crying noise.
Oh
and
yeah,
we'd
no,
love to check
I
up on
definitely,
that.
I definitely want to check up on that. We're just going to go actually lay Father Donovich to rest, and then we'll meet back up with y'all.
Oh, sure. Did you guys? She gets kind of flustered a little bit, kind of looking between the group here of like, am I supposed to go?
Amara is only looking at Nether right now.
Well, yeah.
Diana's head is straight down, no insight check fucking needed. This is a woman who is nervous beyond her fucking wildest dreams.
That's alright. Amara and
Can
I
I-
are gonna go by ourselves.
Sounds good. I will hang out here. And
should
we
be back
shall
shortly.
see you guys soon. I'm gonna get some breakfast. That's more than just a muffin.
Okay. Breakfast here is not a lot. It is kind of like a morning porridge, just this thick gray slop served with
Delicious.
a warm tea that's not very identifiable. It's just warm water.
I feel like Nether would be into tea.
And it's going to run you probably about 3 copper pieces.
Sounds good.
Amric, he serves you at the bar. Diana, is there anything you want to do?
Diana's gonna get herself some dinner as well. Does she have a shift today?
You kind of inquire with Amric, and he looks you up and down. You look more dead than me today. Take the day off.
Thanks, Lev. If things get too busy, don't be afraid to let me know.
The Vistani can pull their weight today. It'll be fun.
It would be nice to see. Hang in there.
Of course. Always. Always. And mindlessly as always, he goes back to doing what he's doing, serving people a little bit and reinforcing the building where he can. As you both sit down and begin to dine on your breakfast, a familiar figure to you, Diana, strolls into the tavern. It is Ismark in all of his beautiful glory. He seems
Naked.
fully dressed for a fight almost. This is the first time you've seen him with a sword at his side and a crossbow on his back. He's wearing this large leather trench coat with small vials of different, you can't really tell if they're potions or maybe holy waters. He is just fully prepared himself for what seems to be a fight, and he's kind of strolling around the building, inspecting everything. And we'll jump back into that in just a moment. So, Amara and Araya, you were going to the temple, correct?
Yes.
Same walk as yesterday. This time, nothing out of the ordinary really happens. You do see that the Barovian citizens, the few of them that there are all reinforcing their homes. You see a couple groups like funneling people down to between the buildings. There are these alleyways that lead down to staircases to a lower level of the city. It doesn't seem as though there's houses down there, but apparently they know that there's somewhere safe to go below the city. But you just see a lot of activity around buildings, people trying to get out of the way right now. But easily enough, you make it up to the chapel, and there it is, the same scene as yesterday.
Does the grave look untouched?
It's a bit washed in. It rains on and off constantly here, but there's no changes.
Alright. I will have brought candles, something with me, and just kind of lay them out at the four corners, and I will ritually cast the ceremony spell.
Okay. And this is the funeral rites of that?
Yes.
I'm assisting.
Moral support.
I'm here for moral support.
You don't have to make a roll for anything, right? That just happens,
No,
correct?
it just happens.
So you consecrate the ground, and you feel the light of Lythander. For just a brief moment, the clouds part ever so slightly, and a trail of sunlight just touches down on this grave, almost blessing the soul, and you hope it moves on. You do know that he cannot be reanimated at this point. He is safe from any evils that may try to disturb his slumber.
Well, I did what I could do. I know we have to move past this, but I don't know how right now.
Neither do I, to be honest. But I know that the only way we can really get out of here is
Together.
together.
Let's go meet back up with the others and form some sort of game plan on what to do next.
Okay, so the two of you kind of say what prayers you need to. Take a moment of peace to just wish this man on. And begin making your way back. Most of the people who were funneling out of the streets have made their way out, and you do arrive back at the Blood of the Vine Tavern. And
I think
yeah,
before we leave the cemetery, I think Araya would just give like a quick couple of words to if she saw last night where the other spirits were coming from, like where their tombs, not tombs, like tombstones were. She would just go over and give like a quick word or two to them, just hoping that they're able to find peace
and you do
before
so.
heading out.
And you do catch a few names. None seem super important. Um, You see one that is Marcius von Richten the second. You see
Wait,
one
what?
Marcius
Von Richten?
von Richten
He made the guide to Ravenloft.
the second.
Oh, the second.
I don't know. I just know the D&D book is called Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Well, there might be more to that. Who knows? And then you see a name Rexu.
Rexu.
Yep. And one final name that you can make out is the name of Bishop.
You Ricks, you.
Awesome.
Bishop, he died tragically when he moved to E4.
There are no details on these tombstones. They're very crude, as though no one made any effort. Really, these are just adventurers who passed away in their time here and were drugged back and buried. There is no birth date or death date.
Okay.
But you finish up your holy work here and you make your way back. You two are about 40, 50 feet away as you see a very strange figure stroll into the Blood of the Vine Tavern. As I had described him before, you have not met him, but this is Ismark. He almost looks like what you would imagine a vampire hunter to look like in his current getup. But for the other two of you, just before they come in, you get a moment and you see Ismark come in and he starts kind of shouting orders to Amrik. It'd probably be better if you move some of the tables out of the way. These people, you need to tell them what we talked about yesterday. Get to the lower levels of the city. Let's barricade some of these houses. Come on, Amrik, I need your help. And he catches you, Diana. Oh, I've been meaning to find you. Have you found your comrades?
Had myself quite a busy night, for sure.
Every night is a busy night in Barovia.
No, I mean, I had a busy night.
Is everything okay?
Well, that's just the question there isn't a shed. For now, I suppose things are at a solid 5 out of 10.
I see. I understand. There's a lot of things happening, very concerning things, but we must tend to Irina soon. She is pitching a fit. She wants my father carried to the cathedral and to have Father Donovich say a prayer over his body so she can finally move on from the city.
Nether gives a face, but is trying to hide it.
I'm just gonna kind of look over at Nether and
little bit
just
of
kind of hope that she goes along with this. And she just kind of goes, well, that's the thing. Father Donovich is, or I suppose has been, disposed of in the night.
You see, this man came in with a sense of purpose, drive. He was ready to take action. Those words knocked all of the wind from his lungs.
Nether chimes in and says, but We know of another holy person that might be able to help somehow.
Hang on. That is not the most pressing matter here. Kira, go ahead and. Well, you didn't really say anything completely untrue.
That's true.
We'll
Do the
hold off
numbers
on it.
very carefully.
We'll hold off on it. What do you mean he was How would you know?
I did meet some companions, you're right. Some of them who followed well, I suppose the Vestani must have picked them up and brought them here. I could tell immediately they don't look like Barovians. And, one of them, or both of them, I don't know. One for sure was she kind of keeps her voice down to say, follower of the Dawn Father as well. Wanted to see the cathedral, so I brought them.
And you found him slain.
Some beast did it. Claw marks.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception check at that point.
Yep.
You do it with advantage, since Nether did back you up.
Nothing has been a lie so far, though.
That is true.
Either way, it is deceptive in its nature.
Oh, for sure. Not arguing that fact at all.
I know so many people that are like, but it's definitely the truth. I'm like, you're not talking. You're not telling all the details here.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Okay,
Nice.
He rolled an 8, so he believes you. Well, I suppose it happens. It had never happened in the cathedral, but I suppose I lost 2 fathers this week. All right, I will tend to his body. I will be back to collect you, and we can go explain the situation to Irina and perhaps bring her to say her final goodbyes.
Like, that's when we walk in.
Yeah, that's when you walk in, yes.
You see Nether looking uncomfortable, and like she wants to say so much more, and like is holding back so much.
Immediately sees the two come in, pale as a fucking ghost.
I have like a passive perception that is insanely high, so I will automatically tune into like both of their like white sheet expressions, and go over there. I don't believe we've been introduced. I'm Amara. This is my wife, Araya.
He takes a moment and kind of picks his shoulders back up. Of course, Ismark. I am the burgomaster here. It is a pleasure.
Oh, I'm Nether. Nice to meet you.
I can tell from your looks you're not from around here. It is quite nice. Has Diana filled you in on all the details?
Quite a few of them, yes. We know about your sister. We plan on helping her to Vallaki.
I do appreciate your help. It seems you are the only people I am going to be able to rely on.
I turn my head slightly and look towards like the two of them and just mouth Father Donovich, like not where he can see me, just be like,
these are the ones that I said we found Father Donovich's body with.
I see. So one of you two is the Holy One that
Yes.
follows Lythander as well.
That would be me.
Would you be so gracious to help me bury him and to say some words over him?
Oh, absolutely. That's actually where we just came from. We buried him last night when we found him, and I consecrated the ground this morning.
He is going to just take your hand in his and give it a pat. I cannot thank you more for...
I narrow my eyes.
Oh, I mean, I of course mean nothing. But I am more than appreciative. You all have been a blessing upon this town, upon me and my sister.
Well, are you
Looks
folks
really
living in?
uncomfortable.
Are you the folks living in that beautiful manor?
You've seen it from a distance, so you can say that. Maybe when I show you up close, you have a different opinion.
Well, we'll see about that. I believe me and my friends were going to sit down, kind of make a game plan, and then perhaps we can meet up with you there.
Works very well for me. Did you bury the father in the graveyard behind the chapel?
Yes, we did.
I will have Irina ready to go, and we will go say our final goodbyes together.
All right. One other thing, and I'll kind of like motion for Araya to sit down and kind of like walk him out of the tavern.
I do have one more request, and I kind of there's been so much going on that I lost track. My father, his body is still in our home, and I was counting on having Father Donovich do a burial for him today. Irina says she will not leave the city of Barovia until our father is laid to rest. Is this something you would willing to help us with?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, I will cause you no more trouble. My house is the one you pointed out. We will be there for you.
I'll follow him out. Like once we get outside of the tavern, I'll kind of like pull him off to the side. Look, I don't pretend to know the ongoings of the city. That was probably your job now. However, when we were poking around in the cathedral to try and find some answer as to what happened to Father Donovich, I do believe that his son is possibly trapped in the basement there. Not really.
Not trapped. He is locked away for his own good.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew about it and that it wasn't a big secret.
It is not common knowledge among the people of Barovia. You see, me and Doru grew up playing together. We were quite close friends in our youth.
Oh, no.
At first, my father wanted to dispose of Doro, but I begged and pleaded with him to just allow Father Donovich to have the last bit of his family with him. As for what happens to Doru now, I believe the only thing we could do was to see to his disposal for his own good.
All right.
It seems the list grows of the things we must do before we leave.
It would seem that way. Which we've still got another day before they're supposed to come, right?
I suppose it depends on how you take their words. Was it 3 days from yesterday, or does that count to start now?
Well, that's a good question. But we will meet up with you very shortly.
Okay. I know you came in with the Vistani. Personal opinions. Do not trust them. Not standing.
Not as far as I could throw them.
They'll be leaving today, and they will probably try to persuade you in traveling with them. Now, I do not suppose it is a horrible idea for new heroes, adventurers to visit with Madame Ava, but keep your distance from the rest. All right. Do what you must, and we will wait at the manor for you.
All right. Thank you. And I'll go back in and join up with the others.
There's a full, minute, 2.5 minute, as we're waiting for, Amara to come back, where, Araya has sat down with us.
Araya's just staring at the door,
And
waiting for her wife.
Diana's head is just fully down. If it could bond with the table at the subatomic level, it would.
I think there's just gonna be nibbling on food, just if she has bread or something. Just maybe the little bit of muffin from earlier.
And then when Amara comes back in, her head just gonna kind of lift up, because she now knows it's talking time.
It is talking time. So I'll slide in next to Araya. Well, you can quit looking like a kicked animal. I'm not going to say anything else. Well, I am, but I'm not going to be as mean as I was last night, I promise.
You had every reason to be fair.
Thank you. I do believe I did. However, we have to work together to get out of this. And that means no more secrets from any of us. If we're a team, we have to act like a team. So,
Nether look a little sheepish at the no secrets thing and just kind of.
do you want to, are you trying to hide your sheepish look?
Yeah, just a little
Okay.
bit.
I'll make an insight.
Roll
Okay.
general perception to see if you notice.
Okay.
May I roll perception too?
Yeah, and Nether, this is going to be weird, but roll stealth for me.
I got
Okay.
a 13.
Rolled a dirty 20.
I don't
24.
see shit.
Oh,
My wife does.
my
You pick up
wife.
on this tomorrow.
My wife.
And you can see it's almost like a childlike emotion. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's definitely something there.
We know about Vraska now, so that cat's out of the bag.
Who?
I
What?
would ask
Sorry, Alexa. Who? What? Vraska?
Vraska.
Vraska is
the-
my the alter ego, my vampiress lady.
Right. Thank you. God, I'm literally organizing as we're doing this, and I'm like, God, I have so much chaos in here. Okay. Thank you.
If there are any questions you have concerning that I can answer, I don't want to withhold any information from you, but I don't know what you consider to be prevalent.
When you lose control, when does that happen? What are the stressors that make you lose control?
Fear, well, but specifically, like someone's gonna kill me, something's gonna
So
kill
life
me.
or death situations.
My fight or flight, well, and she just kind of flutters the wings. You can tell which one I am. She's fine, I'm
maybe
fine.
maybe you and I can start working on some sort of meditation so that you are able to keep your cool. This is a dangerous land, and the last thing we need is her being unleashed multiple times a day.
Agreed. I think it would be also prevalent for her to know that acts like this will get us caught. And this is weird, right? Like, I don't know if I can talk to her in my head or if I have to be out loud. I just always talk to her out loud. That's a weird thing. Don't really know how that works. But like, we both don't know what happens when we die. It's very possible that both of us go. It's very possible that we get split. We don't know.
Can she hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna lean in kind of close, almost like intimidating, but I'm not trying to be intimidating towards Diana necessarily, just towards her. But it is going to be very intense eye contact. Namara has like very bright golden eyes, and there's like no breaking, just dead eye contact. Vraska, I have fought your type before, and I have won. I'm still standing here. If anything like that ever happens again, I promise I will cut you down. Or I will die trying.
So, Diana, for a moment, your eyes wash over, a brief moment, and just the most innocent giggle pours forward, and nothing. It was not you, but just a laugh at this threat.
Now, on to other matters. Nether, what the fuck did that look for?
What? Look.
When I
Sorry.
said no secrets and you got all shifty?
Oh, I'm just. She looks like she's like trying to slither her way out of it, and she's like, we got it. I got invited to dinner somewhere. It was a dream thing. I don't know. Someone did this weird.
I think it'd be best if you start from the beginning, love.
Someone asked you out.
You're
in a dream?
you're
I mean,
getting
it's
so
also
confused over everything.
I feel like I've told you guys most of it. You guys know about my family, at least decently. You guys know about weird sword thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean start from the beginning of your life story. I meant start from the beginning
Oh.
of.
Like the dream where you got
That's
asked
like-
out on a dinner date. Like, what's going on with that?
Oh, Well, I just remember it was. I don't remember a lot of the details. It kind of was. If I remember correctly, Josh, please correct me if I'm wrong in describing any of this. It was foggy. There was just this being, person,
So
probably not.
you had the sense that you were lost in the woods. You were in the Barovian wilderness. It was very foggy out, and you heard the voice of your father calling to you.
Right. Yeah. So my dad was trying to call me, and so I was trying to walk towards him, and then I like stumbled across this person thing, and he was like, "You're my daughter. Come to dinner."
Wait, so this person that you saw was not your dad?
Not. No, I don't think it was. No.
Someone you had never seen in your life.
Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't my dad. I don't know if like my dad was just speaking through him. I don't think that's what was happening.
Do you
You were also told that you were promised a way to this man.
Yeah, she's not gonna say that part.
do you remember what he looked like? Like, I can tell if I'd ever
Josh,
seen him before.
Pale, gaunt features, very strong features, soulless eyes, black, long, slick back hair, finely dressed, a red vest, a black cloak, long, bony, strong hands that all ended in these razor-like fingertips.
imagine all that. I'm just gonna play it down just slightly.
That sounds like a vampire.
No, that doesn't sound like a vampire. That sounds like the fucking vampire. How many people are in this bar right now?
7
A
or
bunch
8.
of fucking vampires.
7 or 8. That's with random Vistani included. Like Standemir and Rotka are here. It's no one that you would really worry about that much, unless you know something about the Vistani, which several of you do.
We should
So-
go and help you guys kind of collect your stuff upstairs, I think.
I already got mine.
You got yours. I'm sure that you guys... just kind of looking at Amara and... their names are so similar. Amara and...
Araya. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
I'm just going to kind of look at them and be like, I'm sure that you guys forgot something upstairs. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's head upstairs.
Okay.
Not Alexa not even realizing that's what you were trying to do. That's fine, it works.
You all
Alexa
start
didn't realize
gathering
that, it
upstairs.
sure as hell didn't realize.
We gather upstairs in a perfect mirror of yesterday when I first met everybody. Just kind of funnel them all into a room. Prestidigitation, I darken the windows.
Why?
So,
Are we doing this again?
You said you had an invitation.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
She really, really begrudgingly pulls out this letter.
I take it and I read it.
The letter says, "My dearest daughter, know that it is I who have brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you to dine at my castle so that we may meet under civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await the arrival of you and your comrades. Sincerely, Strahd von Zarovich."
You got yourself a sugar daddy.
Man,
I don't think that's a sugar daddy. I think that's a straight devil daddy.
Straight devil daddy.
Now, here's a couple of things that are going to happen very quickly. I'm going to destroy this letter and
Why?
every bit of it. Do you remember when we talked about the last time we were running letters that if we had anything from this man, he could watch us?
Oh.
Honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. He could probably watch us even without the letters, but the letters make it easier. Anything with
Exactly.
would make it easier, but this man pretty much has a like permanent scry on this entire area. You have gotten an invitation to dine with the devil, and I am with the holy lady on this one. Smite this thing and send it back to Beelzebub where it belongs.
Do you think... Wait. Brainstorming here. I made myself roll an intelligence check to see if Araya would figure this out. And I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go with it. Wait, does Araya know this?
It's fine.
So
just say it.
you got you're a warlock. You get your deal, a bargain, from somebody. Is your bargain from Strahd? And that's why he thinks he's your fucking father.
Okay, so at all of that, Nether is just like floored and very confused. I'm a what?
I love. When did your powers start manifesting?
Who are you calling?
Josh, when did my powers start manifesting?
How old were you when you got that sword?
I'll say 10. 10's probably.
Yeah, so 10.
Was there any external circumstances with your powers?
Catalytic moment, if you will.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. What, Kira?
As a catalytic moment, if you will.
Specifically, it was the duel with your sister that awakened
yeah.
your power.
Well, okay, so I mean, like I've had this. So I told you guys about the. I don't. I've had the sword for a long time. Yeah, there was a moment where like it was no longer a sword, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, what was it? The fucking bagpipes? Like, keep going, babe.
Well, no, I mean, like it was a sword and it was silver. Yep, it was silver. But now it's not. It doesn't have a blade anymore, and that I thought was my sister's fault. Actually, well, that's not. I thought it was my fault. Why are we getting into my deepest, darkest traumas right now?
Well, no, we're trying to make you, like, convince you that I think that Strahd is your fucking patron.
I agree.
Guys, I don't need to be getting into all these.
Josh,
Oh.
I don't remember. Was it me that I figured out that it might have been her dad that made the bargain and sold his daughters? I don't remember if
Yes.
was that did I figure that out?
You did.
Yes.
Okay. My love. No, sorry. Love. I hate to break it to you. I'll be the bearer of bad news. I think your dad sold you to the devil.
To get out of here.
She's just in a fucking whirlwind right now. This is so much information all at once. Like, she is so confused and doesn't know how to react to all of this.
Diana is going to just kind of like fly up to you and like take both your hands in hers. Look, the man that we're dealing with here is one of the most evil, terrifying, most powerful men in all of the multiverse. He created his own subdimension. Dining with the devil is never a good idea, but I could think of many devils in my life I'd rather dine with than Strahd von Zarovich.
Now, we have two options the way I see it. Option one is we go to this dinner. I'm not going to say I want to, but it is on the table. And option two, we ignore it and quite possibly incur the wrath of ignoring said invitation.
She looks really frustrated and confused all at the same time right now. She's just kind of, she's gonna say like, there have been a lot of things since we've got here that have felt really important, and this is one of them. And I don't know, like you all keep telling me like, oh, don't be going to do this, don't be talking to this person. It's like, but these are all things that have been felt very important to me. So I'm really confused, and I don't know how to react, and I don't know how much I can trust you all.
I feel the exact same way that you do. We can't trust each other right now, which was why I said earlier, no more secrets. That we are going to have to start trusting each other, or we're all going to die horrible deaths.
She has a point. Nobody wants to be in this situation. I'm sure we'd all rather have a way to go home and just pretend like this never happened.
Hell, you're confused? A day and a half ago was supposed to be my honeymoon. None of us know why we're here. We just know that we have to trust each other.
She doesn't respond. She just gets very quiet.
Does the invitation have a date or like tonight on it, or is it just like I await your...
That's exactly what it is. There's no deadline. It's just an open invitation.
I asked Josh the same question.
I think it might be best to perhaps try and speak with Madame Ava before we go to this dinner.
Well, here's the thing. Do we have that map?
Oh,
from
yes.
yesterday?
There is a map in someone's possession, I believe. Diana
That would be
has
me.
the map.
She's just kind of like moved two tables together and spread the map out.
So I will begin looking over it, and I'm like pretty familiar with map reading. I'm also a cartographer, so I can make maps if we needed.
Cool.
But so here is where we are, and I'll point to Barovia. The Vistani are traveling to the surplus pools, something like that. I'll find that on the map. Point to it.
The Sir pools, yes.
Pools. Okay, I was going to say like surplus.
Surplus Herbies.
the surplus store.
So how long of a travel does it look between Barovia and the Surpools?
Give me 1 second.
What are the chances this map exists that we've already seen this?
It does. We'll just have to wait for him to send us one that he approves.
Okay.
I have sent you a map.
Have you?
I don't think I put it in the right chat.
How the hell? Hold on.
We don't have one in maps and notes. All we have is Priscilla and Vess.
And apparently,
That's the most important thing.
Exists in Josh's jailhouse right now.
What?
Horny jail convicts exist in Josh's jailhouse. That's not right.
That sounds about right.
They mainly only have
but that is. By the way, I can't show the stream this because obviously it would fuck up camera placements. But y'all, we have gotten a good look at what Priscilla looks like, and she is a baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerously bad, even.
Oh, there's no other kind of baddie. Like I tell you, this campaign is going to end one of three ways. We win, we die, we become part of Priscilla's harem.
I picked the wrong campaign to be married in. I'm just kidding, I'm sorry.
Hey, we don't know what your family's clan's marriage rules are.
We are like a day and a half into this marriage.
I didn't say it in character. That's just Caitlin.
You are about a day's travel away from the Sir pools. It would not take very long to get there.
Okay, and how far away is Velaki?
Closer to about
2,800 hours.
3 to 4 days.
Okay. And I'm guessing Ravenloft from Barovia is like a hop and a skip away.
Ravenloft is between the Serpools and Vallaki.
Oh.
That's
Like the
Pardon
Was he
castle
walking
is-
past the
sweet and
castle
sour
just...
fuck out of me.
like if you look on the map, the Serpools is right next to
You look-
Ravenloft.
We don't have the map.
I just sent it.
There's the map.
We have
sent
to
it?
go.
It hadn't
We have to
loaded
go to
yet.
Demon Daddy's town to get through to Vallaki. We're
Yes.
not even bringing this girl to Vallaki. We're
You
just
did.
fucking UPSing her to the door.
Oh god, it's small. I get into
What
my
if
laptop.
we
Please,
dress her up as one of us and we do body switch?
Oh god.
We give them nether.
I was trying
I
to like
feel like Nether is the last person you'd want to hand over in this situation.
I just touch myself. I haven't seen Irina, never mind.
You do what?
I
That's my job.
can
Hey,
find
yo!
someone.
Danny,
I'll-
if it wouldn't
I'll
mess
show
up horny jail, you'd be in there right now.
I get a mark for it.
I will turn myself into Araya. Cast Disguise Self.
Whoa!
Austin's here, by the way.
Why into me?
I don't know, you're the first person that came to my mind. We're the same height.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, actually, that made me think that we should also, while we're telling like secrets, should probably explain the extent of our abilities.
Yeah, probably.
That would be a really
See-
good thing to do. Also, that's cool. She just kind
Alright,
of
you go
flutters over the
first.
map and looks through and notices that we have to cross Ravenloft in order to get to Vallaki. You just see her go, shit.
Yeah, I see that.
Why can't we go around?
Oh,
You don't have to go through it necessarily, but it is rather closer than you would probably want to be.
that's true. So sweet and low. Listen to me. You want to know what going around is in Barovia?
Ow!
It's going through the woods. You don't go through the woods. There's...
Can I tell where I...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. You're fine.
I was just about to say, there's shit in there that will have you for lunch and dinner.
Well, we know okay, back to explaining our abilities.
Yes.
I am a healer. I can stand up for myself in a fight. If you consider powering or harnessing the power of the sun a power, then I do have that like at least once a day. I can try to explode.
There's no sun.
I don't think it matters here. I did it last night just fine. I kind of just explode in sunlight energy, radiant energy. It does a fuck ton of damage when I need it to.
Oh, that's really good here. That's really good. It is also going to make you stand out like a sore thumb.
Oh, 100%.
But that's really useful in a place covered in darkness. Okay, I have kind of sort of inherent magic within me. Partially because of, the whole fairy thing, and also just like a lineage of magic. Here's the fun part. Ever since kind of coming into Barovia, my magic has been a little bit unstable, one might say. So occasionally, when I cast a kind of a powerful spell, something extra might happen. I've become bigger. You saw that before. I was like as tall as you guys were. I've turned myself into a potted plant. That one's a little bit rough because you kind of got to wait for that one to either like level itself out or for like
Do you
someone to
have
break
like? How
me.
does that work? How does it feel when you're a plant?
Weird, like really weird, because I am still very much conscious and aware.
Are you just like as if you're in a coma?
No, because like I said, I'm conscious and aware. I can look and I can see, but I can't speak because I do not have a mouth.
But you don't have eyeballs either.
Yeah, right? Like, magic is fucking weird. Um, but in the end of the way, I can throw out these kind of like sparkles that help us see people better. And they kind of dance in people's eyes, so it's easier to hit them. I've kind of learned how to pull some of the Barovian fog in and just kind of like condense it on us. I can tell people to fuck off, and it kind of like hinders their ability to do shit. And I can make your weapon magic.
Fancy.
And then there's... Y'all know what she does?
Unfortunately.
Is a...
Kills people.
Yes, very sort of barbaric. Absolutely just the worst. But she is not magically inclined for shit. So...
You think it's weird if you share a body, that if one of you would have magic, the other would.
Well,
It's
But
it's
I mean,
probably a good
how you
thing
could
that
see
he
as a
does.
plant, that's also pretty weird.
yeah. I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. I don't really know what the deal is with me and Vraska. That was an entire accident, wasn't supposed to happen. And I'm kind of learning at the same time as everybody else around me, as long as the people around me survive. You know? You guys know.
And what about you, Nether?
Huh? She
What are your specialties? Explain what you can do.
and you can tell she's kind of out of it. Wasn't really paying much attention. I like to think she's probably just chilling on the floor right now. I mean, I have a sword. You guys have seen what that does. And yeah.
Well, can you take a hit?
I mean, I don't like to.
Can you deal a
I more
hit?
meant like if you use your sword, you're gonna have to get up close. Do you have the constitution to stay in a fight, up close and personal?
I mean, I'm not the greatest with a weapon, let alone my sword. I mean, I've practiced with it a bunch, but that doesn't mean I'm very good at it.
I can show you if you'd like.
It's probably not gonna help. My whole family, well, my dad was a swordsman, and he tried for years. So
When you say that your dad was a swordsman, I will give a very pointed look at Araya. We know the ghost we saw last night.
Are you
And that I
able?
won't.
Whatever happened to your dad? The swordsman.
Josh, what did happen to my dad?
Your dad's fine. Your dad's chilling
Oh,
at
yeah.
home with your
He's
mom.
Yeah, he's just at home.
You know that he retired from any type of battle or work many, many years ago when you were still very young. He had been gone in service of some great lord in a distant land, and he returned kind of changed. physically and mentally. He was a lot colder to you and your sister, and he was next to cripple. Um, he had like a bum leg. He just had a lot of different injuries throughout his body.
She doesn't explain any of that. She says, I mean, so he's at home right now with my mom, and Phoenix is home sometimes too. And yeah, they're just he doesn't do any of that anymore, but he was really
But he
good.
used to.
He wanted my sister and I to be really good at it, and yeah, we would fight a bunch.
Do you have any ranged capabilities?
A decent amount, I guess.
Any
Well-
magical capabilities?
Yeah. I'm just not very good at any of it. I don't really.
I have the horrible and distinct feeling that we're going to get a lot of practice coming up. So that's just kind of why we're trying to figure out each other's strong suits. So far, Araya and myself are both perfectly fine being in like melee with people. We can both take hits and we can both deal them. I know Diana probably doesn't prefer combat, but whenever Vraska is present, she's also melee.
And I do have things that can sort of help give us the battlefield advantage.
And I think that it might just be me and somewhat Nether that uses weapons, but if anybody else wants to learn or wants practice, I can teach you. I've taught others, I've been taught by multiple people. Sometimes that's just what it takes, is multiple teachers to actually
She's-
learn how to properly do something.
As you're kind of saying, Nether kind of flips a switch a little bit, and she goes from like very stoic to almost angry. She kind of flips and she's like, "Look, I don't want to. I don't like fighting. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be here. I just."
None of us do,
I don't-
quite frankly.
None of
None
us
of us
like
like fighting.
fighting.
She's gonna like get up and try to start leaving.
Amara tries to block you.
I'm just
Look, I
gonna
don't want to
kind
fight
of-
with Nether.
I'm just gonna kind of.
I don't want to fight with you. However, I also don't have time to coddle you. This is the situation that we are in right now. Are you with us or are you against us?
I just don't understand why the fuck.
Do you
This
think
is
any of us
me.
understand what the fuck?
What? I'm not special. God's damn being that is supposed to be here, and I don't understand any of this. And it's. I don't want to be in this room right now.
I'll move.
Too late.
The rest of us do need to have a game plan on what the fuck we're doing, though. Irina's got to get out of this town. Quickly.
Look, if it's a day's travel to go meet this Miss Ava person, we don't have that kind of time. It could be tomorrow that the generals show up. It could be the day after. Either way,
And another issue to me personally is as I went to leave, Ismark told me, or as he went to leave, Ismark told me not to trust Vistani. So he is not going to want Irina traveling with us to see Madame Ava.
100%. Yeah, do not. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're going to take Ismark's word a lot more than mine, which is why I'm really glad that he said that, because the Vistani are absolute sacks of shit, and they report.
Oh, yeah,
directly to Strahd.
We already didn't trust him as far as we could throw him. But I think maybe we do need to meet with Madame Ava. That was who we were told would answer all of our questions. And while she may not answer all of them, it's worth a shot.
At least we'll get. She may not answer some, or she may not answer all, but she'll answer some.
That's the hope. So,
The
I say,
other problem that we may run into is that people in Barovia can be cryptic with their.
We learned that out with the fucking Vistani.
yeah.
It really only gets worse. The people who have the most amount of information in Barovia are very reluctant to just spit it out. Not without something in return. Everyone here is looking out for them damn selves. So if you got something to bargain, then fine. But I'm really heavily doubting Madame Ava's gonna want gold.
We can meet whatever demand she has for answers. I don't care what it takes.
Madame Ava's the one that wanted us here.
That is true. She did send the Vistani to pick us up.
And it's after that you say, like, I don't care what it takes, I look at you, and then I look over at Araya, and I go, trust me, love, you care.
If her demands are too high, then we don't meet them and we leave knowing the same thing that we already know.
Agreed.
So, is our priority right now getting Irina to the Locky or going to see Madame Ava?
The priority is getting Irina to the Locky. If we can see Madame Ava along the way, then great.
I agree.
But Madame Ava is a bonus.
Maybe we can let the Vistani go on ahead, kind of follow after them by ourselves, and just try to disguise Irina the best we can before we actually go to the Sir Pools.
Does anybody have a method of magically disguising her?
I can only disguise myself.
Not in my wheelhouse.
Unless the DM wants to be super cool and make disguise self not a self spell. That's a no.
No.
Because I was thinking, if we're sort of waiting on one of their final members, if we made her look like Tessie somehow, the Vistani would just think we found her.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I actually wouldn't mind maybe getting out ahead of the Vistani.
Okay.
They are very casual when it comes to their travel. There's not like a sense
That's
of
fair.
urgency.
Yeah.
So if we can get out ahead, we might actually be able to beat them to it. Because anything that the Vistani see and hear is going back to Strahd.
Well, Diana, I offer you a question. Or, we'll see. Anyway, you and Nether seem to be the closest. Do you want to go try and talk to her, and us go talk to Ismark? Or for us to wait here, you try to talk to her and us all go together?
Regardless, we're splitting. So as long as we know where we're reconvening, the better. So, get out of this place. It's swarming with fucking Vistani. I'll meet you at Ismark's.
All right, so you all split up. Araya and Amara, you start to head downstairs, and Stanimir kind of waves you over. He stands, finishes his drink. Oh, it is very nice to see you. Have you enjoyed your time in the lovely shithole of Barovia?
A shithole about sums it up, yeah.
Seems you've been very busy. There's a lot of stress on your face. Anything I can help with?
I don't think there is, but Stanimir, I want to thank you for everything that you've done for us, for the safe travels, for the room, for the food. But I do think we have some things to attend to, and we will meet back up with you at the Sir Pools.
All right. I would be careful. It is no fun walking on foot.
We will be careful.
I have to warn you, traveling without horses is going to take a little more time than it would with our caravan, but I wish you well. All adventurers must make their own choice, so maybe we'll run into you on the way.
Thank you.
Where are the fucking Sir Pools?
Hold up. Wait a
Trying to
minute.
look.
It's
Fill my
real
cup with
tiny.
some liquor in it.
Oh! Oh, I found it!
It is that body of water right below the castle.
Whoa!
It's been a fly that has been
Amazing.
like flying like right here this entire fucking time.
Also, Amara, with your cartography skills that you have, it's probably closer to about 2 days travel on foot.
Fuck.
To get to the
The
Serpils?
Serpils, yeah.
So does that
Yeah,
make
what was-
Milwaukee like 5 days away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I assume that the fucking Burger King is going to give us some way of getting his sister the fuck out.
We're gonna really hope.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see. In the
Anybody
I
got
don't
like
meantime-
a teleportation circle?
I want y'all to take a real close look at this town around you and tell me if you think they have horses or a teleportation circle.
The only
The
person-
Burgomaster might.
Here's the thing: if the Burgomaster
he
doesn't have horses, ain't fucking nobody here have horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the meantime, like when he's like calling them over and having that conversation, I just kind of like very fucking Home Alone-esque. You just see my head just kind of pop from the railing and just fly out the door. And I am going to search for Nether.
So where are you searching?
Oh, that's a good DM call to make. Ask me where I'm searching, and then ask the player where the character is. Fuck
He
it.
already knows where the character.
I know where the character is.
Oh. I remember...
I wouldn't assume too far here.
I remember that she had an interest in Mad Mary or whatever the sweet fuck her name was.
Yeah, Mad Mary.
The Mad Mary, the crying lady?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna search around there.
Okay, so you head like half a block away to this little townhouse. It is very sloven, dilapidated. You hear the moaning and the wails of Mad Mary coming from inside. It seems as though her door is locked. There's no light coming from inside, but she is home.
And I have not seen Nether on my way to this area.
You haven't seen any trace of Nether around here. It does occur to you that maybe you should have spoken to Amric and saw if perhaps your comrade had left.
I would love if she just went into the room next door.
I don't even know, because, like, I'm like, she doesn't know Amric. Amric, like, would she say, like, hey, random barkeep, I'm heading to
Doesn't
this area.
Work there.
She worked for a night.
Oh,
Yeah.
she did work for a night.
And I will point out this just to reiterate to everyone, because you all, for the most part, get some pretty strange looks. There's only humans here. So, a
The
very
complete
colorful tiefling would not go unnoticed.
The complete opposite of Lucen.
Entirely true. Okay, so she'll fly back and just kind of be like, all right, we start where we were and we just kind of make our way, and she's gonna kind of like pop her head in. Amric, you didn't see the horned one, did you?
There's 2 horned ones.
You mean the one that's kind of pink?
Do I know their colors? I don't remember their colors. Kira doesn't.
Nether's purple.
I'm red.
So you're
With
God
Pix
damn
being
it,
the
neither
dead
of those
center.
are pink. Fucking Amric's colorblind.
The one with the horns, yes.
Yeah.
I saw one of them leave. It was just as you were leaving. The other one has not come downstairs yet.
The one that doesn't look like they're like the one that wasn't followed by another girl.
Oh yeah, that one has not come downstairs.
That one hasn't come down. Oh, she just went back to her fucking room. Look, you know what? Fair enough. You do not go on strolls in Barovia. It's kind of shuts the door and is just like, Amric, perceptive as always, hun, you're doing a great job. And she's just gonna and she just kind of like flutters and lands in front of the door, and it's just like,
You kind of, I'll say you kind of hear like muttering to herself a little bit, and just like a couple breaths, and
she's not gonna knock again. Gotta kind of just
or
turn
did you
her.
knock? I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
I
she
didn't
did.
knock.
I wonder if that got picked up by my mic, but just not by the Discord. I knocked on my table.
I didn't hear. So yes, Danny, you called it. So as she hears you knock, the muttering stops. She just kind of, who is it?
Diana.
Stirs for a second. Slowly, you hear the door open. You see, she's got like tear streamed face.
It's a lot, isn't it?
She doesn't respond. Just kind of looks at you.
Hey, look. Do you want to go home?
She kind of thinks on that. I don't really know. I don't think I want to be here though. Home is complicated.
It can be. There's a life out there for you, and it's not this. This isn't a life for anybody. And we are a gaggle of characters for sure. And I think we all have good intentions, even if we may not be the best at communicating them. I try to be too happy, optimistic and fluttery and joyful, and Amara is blunt like a sword hilt. Straight to the point, no dilly-dallying around it. And there's pros and cons to each of those, but I don't think either of those are going to help you right now. Look, you don't have to be useful. You don't even have to be a good person. You just have to want a life for yourself. 'Cause this place won't give it to you, love.
I do want a life for myself, but who knows? I don't know, destiny, whatever the fuck you call it, put me here, put us here.
Destiny put a lot of other people here who died trying. I don't really care much for destiny or fate, or really even the gods. I care about writing my own story. And admittedly, it got me into shit. But, that was one time.
I don't know what to feel right now. So
That's okay. There's a lot of stuff going on.
She kind of just wipes her face a little. Okay, let's go.
Hey, and she just kind of like pats your hand. It's really, really easy in a world full of darkness and fog to let that darkness and fog consume you. Just promise me you'll fight it.
She just kind of looks at you. Doesn't really respond. Doesn't shake her head, doesn't nod. Doesn't really give you anything.
Well, that's progress. Come on, they're meeting us at Ismark's.
She. Let's get down!
Okay, so Araya and Amara, you begin traveling to the peak of the city, the highest point where the burgomaster's mansion lays. On your way there, you do pass the abode of the name you've heard to be Mad Mary, sobbing and moaning. Her wails echo throughout the street, unattended by anyone. Some people pass by and just look briefly and turn their attention elsewhere. This is just common fare. Again,
I
you
think
see.
we should help her at some point.
I agree.
You continue on, and you see people. Some people are packing up their houses, trying to leave, not really knowing where to go. There's just a state of distress among the citizens here. But a few moments pass. It's not too far away. The city's not very big, and you come across a weary-looking mansion, squatting behind a rusted iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke on the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been trampled down to create a path all around the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of these walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane or a shard of glass remains on any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with the stains of evil. Out front rests a single horse wagon, just barely enough to fit your entire group. It is unattended at the moment.
Well, I when I was talking to Ismark, I said, "Your beautiful manner," and he said, "You must not have gotten too close." And I think I see what he's talking about now.
It looks very run down.
Yes. Let's go knock.
We should do it gently, just in case the door comes off.
I will give a very gentle knock.
Before you knock, you approach and you get a better look at these paths that are carved out. Either of you or both of you, go ahead and give me a perception check.
What's your perception, my love?
Give me 1 second. But you're gonna want me to do it.
I only have a +1.
Okay, I have a +6.
I'm gonna give my wife advantage.
Okay.
Which
Roll with
that's
advantage,
wrong. I don't know why, because I have that.
Roll good.
22.
That is
good.
actually double of the DC. So,
What would I have got? I would have passed.
very nice. You can tell these paths are trampled out by the paws of wolves and what seems to be a number of close to, if not barefooted humans just trampling around this area.
Weird.
Okay.
But you knock on the door
Indeed.
and you hear footsteps running upstairs. You hear footsteps running downstairs. And you eventually hear someone approach the door. And there is a pause. Oh, one moment. And then you hear 5 minutes of locks being unhatched.
Cannot be too careful these days.
And with the last lock, you hear just a giant piece of wood hit the ground, and Ismark opens the door. Oh, so it never can be too careful, honestly.
No, I
Never
don't
be
mind
too
that.
careful.
And just the two of you?
For now, the others are coming.
Of course. Well, come inside, make yourselves at home. And as you enter, this house is fucking barren. Any furniture has been pushed up against the door and is now shoved out of the way just so you can make a path. Every corner of this house, there are effigies and symbols to the Morning Lord, to Lythander, everywhere. The walls are destroyed, and you kind of walk into the foyer and look to the only open door to your right, and you see a casket with a probably 50-something-year-old man laying in it in a bed of flowers. Ismark sighs. Give me one moment and I will go retrieve my sister.
Absolutely.
And he hurries upstairs, kind of shouting, Irina, Irina, make sure you're ready. And there's no response at first. A few moments pass. If you want to say anything amongst yourselves, now's the time.
I'll kind of lean in really close to Araya. You know, this is a bit obsessive, even for me. That's it.
And then just while you're so close, she just kisses you on the cheek.
Aw, how cute. And coming down the stairs, you see Ismark in his vampire hunter-esque gear. And you see a beautiful young woman, slightly darker skin, very long auburn hair, green eyes. She wears silver plate armor with a short sword at her hip. She wears it uncomfortably as though this is a very new thing to her. She kind of dusts off this little red shoulder cape she has. Looks at you both almost nervously. um, it's a pleasure. I'm Irina. So you're going to be helping us?
Yes, that is the plan. I'm Mara. This is my wife, Araya. We'll
Um,
be
Go ahead.
we'll be joined by some others very shortly.
Oh, very well. Do you have anything on you that represents your faith?
I do. I have the symbol of the Morning Lord hanging from my throat.
I see you're a follower as well.
I am. Yes, always have been.
Even in the darkest times, his light shines upon us.
I do hope so.
I believe Ismark has told you what we must do first before we leave.
Yes. While we're waiting on the others to join, we can begin that. Do you want him buried here or at the graveyard with or at the temple?
At the church would be best.
Okay.
And
Well, we
Ismark
will.
kind of pipes up and leans in. I have already told her what has happened. No need to bring up the topic. We will do what we must and leave.
Absolutely.
I will
Come,
help
Irina.
you carry the casket.
You go wait in the wagon, Irina. We will sort the casket. And
Is
Ismark
there
will
like?
go. Yes.
I guess I probably have something on me. I will like very quickly kind of scrawl out a note that just says like meet us at the chapel or at the temple or whatever, and just like stick that to the front door.
Okay. And I will get you all some character art for Irina real quick, just so you have a visual.
Is she cute?
I don't know. You tell me. Something is very
Yes.
different between her and her brother.
Yeah, the accents.
A lot
Oh.
is very different, actually.
She may be cute. She's nothing compared to my wife.
Hold up, how many baddies we
She's
got in
so
Barovia?
cute. What the
A lot.
hell? It's
Oh,
so
red
fucking
hair.
cute.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
no, she's hella
compared to
cute.
my wife.
So upon seeing
I'm that.
Ismark and Irina
house.
side by side and hearing the difference in their accents, either of you can go ahead and roll a general intelligence check.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to be very good.
14.
11.
So you look at Irina,
How is mine
you look at
higher?
Ismark, and you look at Irina, and you look at Ismark, and you look at their dad. She is not related to them. There's no way.
That's not our business to comment on personally.
No, but you just pick up on that.
Yeah.
Family. I'm just gonna like whisper down to
I'm gonna just put
my
that
wife
in
and just kind of
here.
gesture to them because like we were probably both looking. I mean, family's not always the one you choose, or always the one that you're born to. It's the one that you choose.
Exactly.
Well,
We'll help them load up the coffin onto the wagon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you're doing this, the rest of your party does arrive up the hill. You see um, Diana and Nether. You see your companions helping load a casket onto a wagon, and you see Ismark, and you see this new person who you can only assume to be Irina. She's kind of sitting up on where the driver's seat is, like hanging off the edge, just kicking her feet, somewhat carefree, like she hasn't been outside in a very long time, and she's just looking up to the sky.
She's
Aw.
hot. I can't. I
She is.
don't know how the hell like Nether would react to this.
It's like
We found the romanceable NPC for Nether.
I think I think like this fairy and this tiefling, both who radiate like bisexual awkwardness.
Gay panic.
Right, completely gay panic are just like coming up the path. It's like, and so Tessie said that I should get a job as a joke, but then I actually applied, and we just kind of both look up. Oh.
Also, would like to think that there's like a moment of like, we all know that Strahd has been after this woman, has bitten her twice, and like, it makes sense now.
Yeah, it tracks. It tracks.
Yeah, there's
You
like
have not seen anyone who looks like her around here. Almost everyone looks Slavic in descent.
like I think like there's a point where like me and Nether just kind of look at each other and we're like, yeah,
Irina, these are our friends we were telling you about. This is Diana and Nether.
Well, hello, and thank you, both of you. I hope you take good care of me.
yeah, absolutely, of course. Heard many amazing things about you, from your brother.
Amazing. I haven't heard that in a while, but I appreciate it. I don't know if you've spoken to the locals, but they don't have the highest opinion of me.
Yeah, well,
They should.
She kind of is like jerks back. Thank you, Nether. And she reaches out and kind of like takes your hand in hers. I appreciate that.
Look at Araya, and like we both just know what's going on, you know, like these dummies.
you know,
Irina.
the locals know what they know.
Yes.
Curiosity's getting me. Where are you from?
It was that easy to spot, I guess.
I can't help but find my wife.
She kind of takes a look at everyone and kind of sees that this is the burning question. You get straight to the point, don't you? Not from here. I don't really know where. My father, or Ismark's father, he found me in Svalich Woods when I was very little, and I have no memory of what was before that. Sometimes people like yourselves come from faraway lands, and I think I may have just gotten lost in the woods and never returned.
What? What?
We're musicals fans.
Show tunes? Really? Never.
Well,
Not to put a damper on this mood, but we do have a funeral to attend to, and then we best be getting on the road.
Yeah, Nether like blinks for a minute as like right thing, important things going through her head. Really awkward timing. Okay.
Ismark, why don't you go ahead and load up in the wagon? You take Irina, we'll be right behind.
There is enough room for you all to ride if you want, or you can walk behind. It does not matter.
It's alright. We'll walk behind.
Okay. Ismark kind of loads up into the driver's seat and gestures Irina to the back, and she goes sits beside the coffin, and she kind of just runs her thumb across her father's cheek one last time, kind of spruces up the flowers around him, and just sits looking down, kind of talking, having her last words as they ride ahead of you.
Nether, do you
Yes.
feel any better?
No. She gives a
Understandable.
stupid smile.
Well, I do want you to know that I'm abrasive and I'm sorry, okay? I don't like to be. I just can't really sugarcoat things. And I apologize. I know that's probably not what you needed.
No.
I do want you to know that all of us are as equally confused and angry and frustrated. We're all in the same boat together.
Yeah. I know.
So whenever it gets to be too much, just let me know. And I'll back off. But I really do just intend the best for us. I mean, I don't care what happens to me, but I'm not letting anything happen to my wife.
Likewise.
So we're going to do our damnedest to protect each other, and that extends to the rest of this group as well. I will do whatever I can to keep everybody up in the battle.
Yeah. Okay.
And we march.
And it really takes no time at all to get across town. As you come through the city square, you kind of see Irina lean back a little bit and just take everything in. She gives you all a small smile and wave, just this childlike excitement to be back out in the world once more. And a few moments pass, and you make it to the chapel, and kind of reality kicks in for both Irina and Ismark. And they step aside for a moment, and they pass a few words back and forth. Ismark approaches you. Are we ready?
Yes, whenever you are.
Oriah, if you wouldn't mind helping me with the coffin.
Of course.
And you all kind of funnel into the graveyard. And the shovels lay there, and they are quickly put to use by anyone who is willing to volunteer, as well as Ismark. Irina kind of leans up against the back of the chapel and just covers her eyes with her hands for right now. And it takes a good hour of digging, but eventually the grave is laid and the casket is put inside. Irina and Ismark kind of circle around Amara. Are you ready?
Yes. I'll do the same thing I did this morning, kind of lay out the candles and just begin the ritual casting of ceremony.
And you see both of them pull out pendants that are in the shape of small suns and grasp onto them tightly as you pray.
Is there a similar thing like that happened this morning with like the sun parting or like the cloud parting slightly?
Not exactly. What you do see is the four symbols of Lythander gain a golden sheen to them. They almost put off a small amount of sunlight as just as the prayer is being said. The one that both Irina and Ismark wear, the one that you wear, and the one that the recently deceased Burgomeister wears around his neck, all shine lightly before fading.
Okay.
The grave is covered. There are some tears shed between the siblings, and eventually they compose themselves, and they both give the whole group a small bow. We cannot thank you enough. Me and Irina both, we could have not done this ourselves, and I definitely could not get her out of the city without you.
Happy to do it.
There is only one thing left to do now. Suppose we make our leave. Is there any loose ends you need to tie up?
He said the thing.
I believe, other than gathering our belongings from the tavern, we should be ready to go.
Back to the tavern it is then.
I'm gonna kind of fly up beside Amara. Did you want to briefly stop by Mad Mary, or?
I do. I really do. But
I was wondering if that was just gonna be a full stop there, and
because it would be a full stop, it would probably be a good bit of investigating. We really need to get Irina on the road, and like the way I'm viewing it.
yeah, you're not wrong.
I'd love to help her right now. Maybe we can come back whenever we get her to safety. But for right now, we do have bigger fish, unfortunately.
Priorities.
Believe me, it pains me to have to make the decision to not help her.
Hey, look, she was crying last night. She'll be crying tonight. I'm sure
That's
she'll be
kind of what
crying
I'm
when we come
thinking.
back. It's what it is.
But we'll gather our things, and you should probably quit. Also, like, no 2 weeks or nothing. Just tell what's his face. You probably won't be back for a while.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's probably gonna be expecting me to like show up tomorrow, huh? Yeah, yeah. Give me like a hot 20, and like, I'll be. Hold on.
Very.
And his name, Amrik.
Out there.
And I'll kind of like hop out of the wagon when we get there. Nether, do you want me to? I can get your things if you would like to keep Irina company.
She blinks real quick at you, and then
there's a very subtle smile, and I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing.
She's mad at you,
but in a good way.
You see a struggle on her face, and she's like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Can I have your room key?
Yep. Josh,
Ismark is also going to hop off of the wagon.
Josh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is there a possibility to pull Amrik away from the earshot of the Vistani? I don't want them to know that we're leaving.
Yeah, you can kind of gesture him into the back, more towards the kitchen area. Oh, you want your check forwarded, I suppose, huh?
Well, no, I mean, actually, that would be kind of great, but no, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a leave of absence, right? This is not like an outright, like, leaving. I'm sure I will be back, but I'm just, you know, there's a lot of Barovia, and I'm thinking I might want to see a little bit more of it. So, yeah, you know, just taking like a little bit of a sabbatical.
Of course. So, I'll get your pay. And he turns around, he like reaches in his pocket, blows some lint off of his pay, hands you 2 gold pieces, a little extra for lightening the mood.
It's always just the sweetest and biggest man.
Well, it's not the first time I have seen people like you leave. It's not surprised me you chose this path, but I do not expect you to return. So, I wish you good luck.
Yeah. I look forward to dashing those expectations of yours, mister.
Of course.
You
Safe travels, Diana. Safe travels.
And she kind of stops for a second. She goes, "Y'all got any of the potent stuff? That good,
For
like,
you?
partying?"
For you? Sure. Grab a bottle on the way out. Only 1 bottle.
Only one. And I will
And
grab like a bottle of like rum or something that they have.
see, the thing about Barovia is they do not have very many types of alcohol, but they make their own. So
Ooh.
you get a bottle of Fire Drake wine.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We
Fancy,
all knew the same.
smancy.
Now that was so weird. He said
Um,
alcohol. We go.
and as you pick it up, Amrit kind of nods at you one last time. It's a very good choice. It's made right here in Barovia. You know the Wizards of Wine.
Oh yes, absolutely. Look, okay, every town's gonna say their town has the best wine. I gotta like suck from the grapes themselves if they gonna be better than this.
You also know that just a little tidbit. There's one place in all of Barovia that produces the alcohol, and it is called the Wizard of Wine Winery, and it is just like east of Vallaki, and it is a very renowned place for people who are very secretive and have had a family business in the wine company for centuries.
Winery east of Valaki. And what did you say that this is called again?
The Wizard of Wine.
No, the
The
particular
Wizards of
bottle
Waverly
that I have.
Place.
The bottle is Fire Drake wine.
Fire Drake wine.
Was the second time in 2 days Wizards of Waverly Place has come up for the record. These things happen.
Banger. Fucking banger.
You're right.
And I don't know how do I add to gold? There we go.
There are certain things that we in D&D Beyond forget every single time we go in there how to do. And adding gold is one, changing my hit points is another.
Also, this is the first time I've ever had to do D&D Beyond on my phone because I am streaming and therefore cannot go on the browser.
It's a lot different.
Really different. It's nice. I do like their.
It's very streamlined. Not sponsored by D&D
No.
Beyond.
But
But
Yet.
but yet. Hit us up, Watsy. And
But
yeah.
in the meantime,
I'll,
we will have just been gathering all of our things along with Nether's things.
Okay. You take some time gathering everything. Who all remained outside?
I believe
Just Nether?
Nether.
wait,
So Ismark grabs a few things that he had packed with him, and he hops off the side. Nether, could I speak with you for just a moment?
she looks at Irina, looks back at him. And she's like, yeah, that's fine.
And he takes you a few steps away, just out of earshot of Irina.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did not mention this before. I will not be accompanying you.
Oh, is there a reason?
Look around you. My father was the leader of this town. Now there is no leader. If I
Okay.
was to leave, I would be leaving all of these people to be slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
I have found a group of trustworthy people, the best I will come by, to guide my sister to Vallaki. I am trusting you. I am putting my entire heart in your hands. Please take good care of my sister.
We will do our very best. I will lay down my life for her.
She is also very, very bad with money. So I give this to you to pay for whatever she needs. And he hands you a gold pouch containing 50 gold pieces.
All right. Hey, you know how he just said I forgot how to put in gold?
Give it to the person who says they don't know how to work D&D Beyond.
There we go. All right. Thank you. I will make sure that she's well taken care of.
If you will, please inform your friends of what is happening. Me and Irina have already spoke, and we have said our goodbyes.
I will.
All right, thank you very much, Nether. I see that you are burdened by these lands, but I can tell this group is different than the rest. You have what it takes. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to me, and prove it to everyone in this godforsaken land.
If you don't mind me asking, what makes us different?
You have life. Those who have come before you, they were already dead before they arrived here. They wallowed in their sins. They felt apathy. They wallowed in self-pity. You all are different. You may not realize it yet. You may still have a bit of maturing to do, but there is a light, one that has been absent from Barovia for a long time inside you all.
Thank you.
No problem. And good luck.
Appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor. Check on Mad Mary for me.
I will.
I'm
I
sure.
know all the rumors, and with everything going on, I have not been able to check in on her, but I will give her my full attention.
Thanks.
No problem. He will walk back over to Irina. They'll have a few words. They hug each other. She sobs for a few minutes. He peels her off of him and enters the tap. The rest of you collect your things. Nether, you do get a few moments with Irina if there is anything you want to role play out with her.
Yeah, if she's sobbing, I'm just gonna attempt to kind of take her hands from her eyes and just say, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna take good care of you.
Thank you. I am trusting you with everything.
You can.
It's going to be okay. This is destiny. This is freedom. And it's never felt better to be outside.
How long has it been since you've been outside like that?
She thinks. She sits there silently for a moment. 5 years?
That you've been inside your house?
Yeah. Ever since the devil put his gaze upon me, I haven't known freedom. I haven't known peace. I almost forgot what the sky looked like.
I'm really happy that I can bring you outside.
Thank you. And I know it's dangerous, but I feel kind of safe. Safer than in that house, at least. At least maybe now I have some control over my own fate.
That's what we all want, isn't it?
Thank you, Nether.
Of course, Irina.
And as you're sharing this, everyone else kind of funnels out from the tavern.
All right.
Well, we're ready as we'll ever be.
Oh, real quick, Lynn, there was nothing in Nether's room. She had already taken it all, for the record.
Okay, cool. I open it, look around, close back.
All right. So now while we're waiting for or whatever Ismark's doing.
Oh, so Ismar isn't joining us.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
I know
sense.
that means that there's less of us, but he needs to take charge of the rest of the town.
Did he go back in the tavern?
You didn't see him on your way out, but yeah.
Okay, y'all load up. I'm gonna go over one more thing with him, and then we'll be good to go. I'll drive if no one wants to. I'm used to it.
Okay.
I can drive if needed as well.
We'll swap out.
Don't know how to drive.
Honestly, same.
It could be a learning
learn.
Honestly, me and Araya can probably handle it. When we need breaks, we can give it to each other. But I'll be right back.
I could drive.
We can teach everyone how to drive. That sounds like a great idea.
Heard it's like riding a bike. Don't forget. But
what is a bike?
What?
What is a bike?
What is a bike?
Nah, bikes definitely like some sort of
Cycling
cycling equipment must have existed in medieval high fantasy.
What are the bikes that have the massive front wheel and then like tiny wheels in the back?
Yeah.
It's like, once again, never rode a bike. I can fly. Like, I know this is new to y'all, but like, you guys gotta try flying sometimes. It's just great.
I'm gonna like lean down to Irina. Just gonna say, maybe while Amara and I are teaching you how to drive, if you don't already know, you and I can maybe in the stops work on your swords work.
That would really be appreciated because I've never taken this thing out of the sheath.
We'll work on it. We'll make a swordsman of you yet.
Tries to strike in like imposing stance and just absolutely fails. This is a small, frail girl.
We're gonna work on it. Trust me.
You have nothing but my trust right now.
But I will go find Ismark wherever he may be in the tavern.
This man is sitting at the corner of the bar with a bottle in his hand, softly crying.
Okay, I take the bottle out of his hand and sit down across from him.
He immediately, oh, sorry.
It's all right. You're going through a lot right now. However, I will give you this bottle back when I'm done, and 30 minutes to yourself. After that, you pull yourself together and you lead the people of Barovia.
Well, I'm staying here after all.
You're going to do fine, but you have to believe that you're going to do fine.
I'm trying.
Irina is in good hands, I promise you. We will get her to Vallaki or wherever is safe. We won't let anything happen to her.
We'll warn you. I will send a letter to Vallaki in the next few days if everything goes well. If no letter is received, do not return to Barovia.
All right.
You will know what happened if you receive no letter.
Y'all are all going underground?
That is the plan.
I don't
not many other
imagine.
options.
I don't imagine the generals are going to be too happy about not returning to Ravenloft with Irina, but that's life, and the rest of us are unhappy. Why not they get to be?
I will warn you, and you are probably already aware. She is going to be like a beacon. You will not stop being pursued until she is safe.
We will do the best we can. But
Like that's for.
I just need you to promise me that you're going to hold yourself together. For her. There will be a time where you two can reunite, and you have to be able and alive.
I will do my best.
You're a good man, Ismark.
I'm glad someone thinks so.
You're a good man, Charles.
Well, I will slide the bottle back to him. From what I've gathered, all these Barovians are shitheads anyway. So don't take their opinion too. Just take it with a grain of salt and keep going.
Of course. And perhaps instead of the lesser, after all of this, I will be the greater.
That's all we can hope for. Then I will leave him.
He takes his bottle back, takes a hefty swig, dusts himself off, and gets back to business. And you arrive outside. Everyone has pretty much loaded up at this point. Araya has already kind of shoved her way into the driver's seat. Everyone else is kind of funneled into the back. Irina sits on like the tail end of the wagon, feet hanging off, kind of looking out at the city.
Are we ready?
Let's
I
do
think
it.
as ready as we'll ever be.
All
I
right.
know I sure am.
Let's get this show on the road.
So I was thinking about it, and what if we like build a door around this wagon?
We'll put a pin in that for a second. And would this be a good time to take a break?
Yes.
Would this
Just-
be a good time to
end
call
this
it?
Honestly, this is probably going to be the best time to call it because it's just going to be travel and then heavy role play after that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
What do you mean? That was 3 hours of heavy roleplay.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what you were getting with Curse of Strahd. I mean, the combat's going to be there. It's going to be rough, and then there's going to be like 4 sessions of role play in between.
That's perfect.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
You always have the opportunity
Right.
for combat. There was definitely the opportunity for combat tonight. It just didn't get explored.
Yep.
Could have had a little bit of
Right.
PvP going
Combat from
I was about to
who?
say that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
on.
That's one way how we'll learn how she uses that sword.
Look, I think with this group, there is always the chance of PvP.
Right.
I will say, if you had kind of went down the Mad Mary rabbit hole, you may have found some combat.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, because I get the very suspicious feeling that we're not coming back here. This place is getting fucking leveled.
Yeah, we're taking Pitty Girl away from Shitty Town.
It's not going to be good.
Not gonna be pretty.
What, are you telling me that Curse of Strahd is not going to have happy, happy, joy moments?
Anytime I'm with my wife is happy, happy, joy moments.
But yeah, you learned a lot. You did a lot. You did a lot of talking. You met a cute little redhead, and life's good. You're on the road.
What
Right.
up, Abby?
With a cute little redhead.
Who is
See,
also
back
a
to-
magic fuck me beacon for the devil himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you right. Mm-hmm.
Well, if she wasn't the beacon, it was going to be Nether. So
Yeah.
You got 2 beacons, y'all. You're fucked.
I'm pretty sure that we're all like little mini beacons on our own. It's just you two are like spotlights.
Yeah, and then there's the girl who explodes into sunlight.
What the fuck? How did that happen?
No idea.
What?
Did that just automatically detect that I... Oh, okay. No. But, like, I didn't press any.
Alright,
That
yeah,
was
we're
so-
children. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Curse of Strahd. If you guys like the content that you see, please hit the follow button. You'll be notified about when we go live. Also, most likely you're watching this on YouTube. The Twitch is the exact same, so come over and drop a follow. If you're on the YouTube, drop a subscribe. Click that bell icon. Is that
come
one
on
of you
over
guys?
to Loose Ends.
Head on over to Loose Ends. Give that some
Yeah.
love.
Is that one of you guys?
Doing what?
Blaze XD24?
Not me.
Not me.
Someone... Hi!
Well then, welcome a new follower to
Yay!
Campfire Stories.
Ah!
Yes.
So professional.
Yes. Tell your friends, have a bunch of fun, and well, it's not my time to say it.
Oh, right.
I don't remember outro.
It goes something about join us next
We
time
will
by the
see you.
firelight. Oh yeah, we
By the firelight
Yeah.
next time. Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.